And doing a strong power flow, but we're slowing it down so that we can all work with our alignment and reap the most benefits, because sometimes it's all about the poses and then we forget about the work, and you got to get that work in there, and if you put the work in you get all the benefits. So hurrah, hurrah. That's about it. So get your asses in child's pose. Enough said. Down on the mat, Chica.
Down on the mat.
Child's pose. Forehead down, knees wide, toes touching. Oh my gosh, Anianzi, you jinxed me. Oh, so even here we have alignment. We're starting to spread our hands, grip with our fingertips in the heel of our palm. We're getting into our Ujjayi breath. So long, deep, even inhales, pauses, and exhales all through the nose. That breath will energize you. And it'll also serve as a warning. When you hold your breath, you know you've gone too far. For the next few breaths, walk your hands just a little bit forward until your elbows come up. Now that breath will land in your shoulders. So if you've been surfing, or God forbid, paddleboarding, it's going to open up them shoulders by sending breath right there. Oxygen is one of the quickest and easiest things you can do to heal. So breathe deep. And now just push into those hands and curl your feet under. We're coming into our down dog. And every time we do, tap your ears against your arms. That's also alignment. Press your heels not only down, but away from each other. And take one more breath here. Now without shifting your body forward, we're going to breathe in and lift just our heels nice and high. Pausing at the top and exhaling back down into the mat with the heels. Do that again. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings as you exhale, press deeper into the mat. Last one here. Moving with our breath. Now we're just bending our knees, coming into turbo dog. So it's a little bit stronger. So you want your breath to be deeper. One more. Keep the knees bent and bring the shoulders over the wrist. Turbo plank. And with the knees bent, 3 turbo push-ups. Keeping it pushing off with the fingertips. Come back into down dog. Don't lift the hands. Bring the feet halfway forward. We're making our way into our forward fold. Again, without lifting your hands, come halfway forward. Keep the weight forward like you're going to tumble. And let the mouth be slightly open. Bend your knees as much as you need to, but bring the feet all the way forward, coming into that complete forward fold. Heels are light. Transfer that weight to the feet, so pressing through your toes and heels. Arms by your ears as you sit back. And then with a breath in, we're going to lift just the torso. We're coming into Utkatasana. Bring your hands onto your thighs and push your hands with your thighs. So that tuck will give you that alignment. Arms back by your ears. And as we exhale, standing back then. Big exhale, mouth wide open. Hands to your heart for 3 breaths. All right, let's get going. Breathe in. Keep that spine straight as you exhale. Breathe into halfway lift. 1 or 2 fingers still on the mat. Bring the hands all the way down and exhale into your low push-up. That gives us shock absorption. Rock forward on top of your feet and then push the mat away from you. Keep the top of your feet where they are and lift the hips high. And then curl the toes under, back to down dog. Big breaths here. Breathe in. And as you exhale, come into your plank. From plank, we're going to lift our hips high, and the feet will just float to the front of the mat. Landing in a halfway lift. Pressing through the toes and heels, setting it up. And breathing in, Utkatasana. Breathing out, and going back. Reaching right back up. Hinge over those hips. Breathe in. Plant the hands and breathe out. Pull the body forward, up dog. Lift those hips and curl those toes under. Check your ears with your arms. Take another breath in. Come back into plank. And jump into halfway lift. Sit back, reach forward. Lift the torso. Standing back bend. Oh, that feels so good. Reach right back up. And take it down. Halfway lift. Hands come down, chaturanga. Pull yourself forward. This gives us the spacing for our vertebrae. So our up dog is nice and refreshing. Pointed toe plank, not as refreshing but strong. And down dog for 3. You gotta have balance. Big breath in. Exhale to plank. Come to the front of the mat. Into halfway lift. Setting it up. Taking lightning bolt. And releasing it. All right, let's start to add on. Reach up. And hinge over your hips. Breathe in, halfway. Hands come down, breathe out. Up dog. Pointed toe plank. And your down dog, we're lifting our right leg only 10 inches. So you want to be able to see your heel. Pull your leg into your hip socket like that. And push back with your hands. Bring your shoulders over your wrist, 3-legged plank. Pull your knee into your chest and pause. We're not throwing our body. And set your right foot by your right hand. And slide your left foot up only until your heel can land. Bring your hands under your shoulders and then by your ears. Low warrior. It's nice and strong here. So find ease with your breath. Bring the hands back down and step back, high to low push-up. Go forward into your up dog. Lift your hips. Lift your left leg and down dog. 3-legged plank. Bring in that knee and hold it. Set the feet down at the same time. Arms come back and up. 3 breaths here. And we're taking it right back down. Find your down dog. 1 breath at a time. Check your alignment and breathe here. Breathe even deeper. like you hear in a scary movie. Why do people breathe deeply when they're about to die? Come forward into halfway, into plank, and then into halfway lift. Sitting back, take that pose, standing back bend. All right, let's continue to add on, reaching up, and down we go. Halfway, flow. You know what we're doing. Breathe in, breathe out. Come into down dog, right leg, into plank. Squeeze that knee in. Set those feet down. Arms by your ears and come all the way into that warrior one. Awesome, guys. So we want to pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Reach behind our ears and we'll get that back bend. Another breath here. And take it right down to do the same thing, other side. We're moving with intention. Left leg into plank. Squeeze it in. Set the feet down. Bring the arms by your ears and come all the way up. Reach back to open up the shoulders. Turn your pinkies in, thumbs out. Sink a little deeper. You think I'm not watching, guys? Got eyes? Hands come back into plank. Okay, so
You should have that burrito before this.
you should always have the burrito. Exhale back into plank and come to the front of your mat. Into that halfway. Big breath. Take lightning bolt and release it. Let's do one more before any auntie burps again. Reach up. Or worse. Halfway. I mean, I'm all for it. Jump back. Find your down dog. Lifting that right leg and coming forward. Squeeze it in and set the feet down. Arms by your ear and rise up. We're going to do humble warrior. So we're going to interlock our hands behind us. Try to keep the palms of your hands squeezing together and that front hip back. We're going to drop our head inside our ear. Or knee. It should be inside your ear already. If not, let's rush yourself to the hospital. Squeeze those arms back and up to really stretch it out. Oh, that felt good. Hands come down to the mat. Step back. High to low. Forward into up dog. Lift those hips. Come back into down dog. Three-legged plank. Squeeze the knee in. Set the feet up. Arms by your ears. Humble warrior. Other thumb on top. So whichever one feels natural, switch it. Drop down again. Squeeze the knee into your head. And just breathe and reach. And down we go. Plank. Move with your breath and find down dog. Let's pause here. I'm starting to sweat already. Come forward. Jump forward. Sit back. Rise. Yay for that breeze. Standing back in. We're going to continue to open the arms. So, I'll face you guys because you're just too lovely not to see this morning. We're going to bring our arms out in front of us. So I want you to bring your right arm under, And yep, and then try to clap your hands or your wrists. But we want to pull off of our chest and pull forward. Feel that nice stretch in your shoulders? And then we're going to lift our left leg and do the same thing. Wrap it around our right leg and try to wrap that knee around, or that foot around the knee, or just kickstanding. You can bring your toes down. When you do, pull that left hip back so your hips and shoulders are forward. Arms up, high, and away. We're in eagle pose. Keep reaching forward to stretch out those shoulders. Pulling that left hip back. Bend down. Extend that leg back, hands forward. So we're in warrior 3, toes are reaching down. Hands are reaching forward. And we're coming right back up. Oh, shake out your shoulders. That's when you feel it. When you let go of the shoulders, it's like, whoa. And if you're Latino, you guys can't see, you do this. Hands go forward, left arm under, up and away, right leg over. So everything is the same. We're squeezing that right hip back, elbows up, and hands away. Where'd that serious face come from all of a sudden? I look over, you went from shaking it to... And let's take that into warrior 3 with eagle arms. So reaching forward, toes point down. Drop that right hip. And come back up and shake it out again. And let's move into our warrior 2s. Now the giggling will stop, because this is the meat and potatoes of the class.
I have to burn this mat.
Guess what? It's a gift to you. Reach up and hinge over those hips. We're keeping the vertebrae spaced this way. Feel how good the forward fold feels now. Pushing into those hands. Halfway lift. Bring the hands down, low push up. Pull yourself forward, up dog. Lift those hips. Down dog, right leg again. Come forward. Bring in the knee. This time the right foot's going by the right finger, so higher up, and the left heel's just turning in. Bring your left hand to your hip. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. This hand up front has little to no weight. Hey, hi. But bring it back by your ankle. You can support the arm and leg together. Look up and reach up. Side angle lunge. Without straightening that front leg, pull the torso up and you're in warrior 2. It's like magic, I know. Pretty impressive, right? Squeeze your shoulders together and your heels together and your inner hips together until it sucks. That's where the pose is. Yeah.
Just squeeze it all in.
And now extend forward, bring your bottom hand to the front and your upper hand to the back. Grab your clothes or grab your hands and then squeeze. Push the arms into the thigh and twist up to the sky.
You need like 2 more feet of arms.
It's my T-Rex arms.
All of a sudden, right? Release that. Walk your hands into the middle and turn your heels in. Bend down and come up into a squat.
I hate this one.
You asked for legs and butt, don't forget.
I know.
There
Because
is...
I got none but that's absent.
You were in crack these days, girlie? You got game back there. You got
I
game.
got legs, but what?
Alrighty. We're going to add a bonus because you asked for legs and butt.
Sorry, Matt.
And I need core, so sorry. I asked you too. You didn't give up anything.
You said everything.
Yeah. So we're going to add oblique crunches. So bring your elbow to your thigh on each side. And look like a puppet. Taking a little bit of a pause in the middle. Whew. Keeping those knees bent. Awesome. Take it back to warrior two and down to the mat. That's our only slow one. I'm going to move through and bring that left leg up and come into plank. Squeeze in the knee. Set those feet apart. Remember, it's wider because we're opening our hips in warrior two. Stay here. Come into that warrior two. Squeeze in. Don't hinge forward. Stay upright. And then add the bind. So we're going to kick the hip back. That just creates the space. And once we have that grasp or close, twist up. Yep. Okay, bring your hands to the center, heels in. Use your core to come up again. Take a couple breaths here. At least enjoy the view. Beautiful jungle, and lovely ocean. And add those crunches. 5, 4, 3, 2, and one more. And come back into it, warrior two. And find your way to down dog. So,
Oh,
we
my
can
hips.
really good.
My hips all right.
It's nice to open up, right? Especially in the morning.
Perfect for sitting at a desk. after.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so hard to stay like engaged when you're like in the same position. Come forward, and because we're opening our hips in our second series, we're jumping our feet wide into yogi squat. So you're going to protect yourself and open your hips even wider by using your arms and bring your thumb to your sternum. And looking like a little frog. Use your core by lifting up 2 inches.
I'm having PTSD. I'm doing this before.
Come up into that squat, hold this. There's no whining in yoga, shut up. Jump up. Reach back up and hinge back over. Whew. Breath in.
Burning.
Good. And breath out. We need to work. Breathe in and breathe out. In that down dog, lift the right leg. Bring it into plank. Kiss that knee. And set the feet. And again, opening the hips wide. Using the core, pull the torso up. And coming into that bind. So twisting the chest up to the sky. Bringing the hands down in the center of the mat. Turn the heels in, and we're back into that squat. For giggles, and just to hear how much Anna cries, we're going to lift our toes. Be careful. Be careful. Just trying to Jersey Turnpike it back here. So keeping the pads of your feet down, toes are high. So you feel your hamstrings working now.
Oh, yeah.
One more breath here. Release your toes and toe heel your feet back to the center. Hinge forward again. This is like dancing for sure. Grab the big toe on the left foot and extend it out.
Inside out.
Okay. Push that right hip towards the foot. It's a little movement, but you'll feel it. Push that back down. Walk the hands to the front of the mat and jump back. High push up. Curling push up. Up dog. Lift up the hips. Curl the toes under. Left leg. Come forward. Bring in the knee. Set the feet down. Side angle lunge. Rise into that warrior two. Oh, it is a lovely view. And add that bind. Wring it all out. Walk your hands to the center. Lift back into that squat. Lift the toes, but not the pads of the feet. Strong breath. And come up and into the center. Inching forward, and this time grab the right toe. Move that left hip towards that right foot. And bring it down. Turn to the front of your mat and jump back. Finding down dog. It's almost as entertaining as Finding Nemo. Big breath. Inhale. Come to plank. Jump into that yogi squat. And this time we're going to start right away higher. And we're going to come up into the squat. And squat down. And up. Down. And hold it. And out of it. One more. Take it down. Halfway. Chaturanga. Up dog. Pointed toe plank. Lift that right leg for our last warrior two. And come into plank. Bring it in. And set the feet. Side angle lunge. Warrior two. Add the bind.
Ooh, look at you.
And come
Got
into
it.
that squat. He's had it from the get-go. And then lift the heels. A little bit harder. And you can stay at any variation, but it's always nice to challenge yourself or have somewhere to go to next. You can see how nice it is to challenge yourself by the expression on your faces. Go down a little bit. Nice, one breath here. Toe heel your feet together. And hinge forward. Need some reggaeton. Open up that left leg again. And then come up to standing. Adho Padakastasana B. You should make a pizza after that. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. And pressing the back of the knee down to the back. Nice. Swing it around to the front of the mat. Hands come down and go back. Let's finish it up. Lifting that left leg. And coming forward. Bring it in. Set the feet. Open up the side angle. Rise up. And wring it all out. Come back to the center. Heels in. Coming up. Heels up. The breath really helps to keep yourself energized. Take it a little deeper. Only one more breath. Whew. Toe heel yourself to the center, right? And come into that fold. Get strong in the left leg. Open it up. Come up. Press the Bottom of the knee down to the mat. Swing it to the front of the mat, step forward, and take it right back down. Let's finish it up. Exhale back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pause in that down dog. Catch your breath here. Fill up your lungs. And empty them. One more. And come forward. Jump wide. Into that squat. Last time we do this, come up into a high squat. Lower down. Push through those toes. 2, 3. One more. Hold it here and let it go. Nice. Almost time to take a break. A well-deserved break. So we're getting strong in that right leg again. Hug that left knee in, grab hold of the big toe or the ankle and take it out to the side. Right arm out. So starting where we ended, pressing the back of the knee down, because it's more than just strengthening the legs and glutes, we have to stretch them. Keeps them injury free. Come into modified tree. So top of the foot up, and it's in your hip crease. Right hip back, left knee back. Bring this into a version of one-legged chair. So we're not kicking our butt out, we're pushing it forward. Pressing the toes down, flexing the toes protects your knee. You can use the rail or the wall at home. Hinging forward, and we're going to take that left elbow and place it into our right foot. Press down, press that left knee back, twisting to the side. And if you don't have that today, you're just going to twist to the side. It's always variations. I never give the modification first because you don't freaking know what you have in you. And yeah, and falling's part of learning, right?
Oh yeah.
You should have saw me surfing yesterday. I shouldn't be at that stage anymore, but whatever. Right side, grab that toe or that ankle or that calf and open up. Nice hip openers here. Yeah, right, feels good. And then take it into that modified tree, flexing those toes, knee back, left hip back. Into a version of one-legged chair, pushing the tailbone forward. And either right elbow into the sole of the right foot, or we're just going to twist here. So find your version, press into that hand. Oh, it feels so good though. Nice job. And come up and take it out. Grab a quick drink of water or towel. I'm like spewing water as I talk. That's because it's low humid.
Feels good, Joe.
It feels
I haven't done it in so long.
That's
I
good.
love it. You know.
I know it's a good opportunity like to slow it down. I mean, we're still adding stuff, but like, and I always keep it slow, but it's like nice reminders of how important alignment is. Because if you only have 15 minutes, all you have to do is sun salutations. You get everything. All right, breaks are for bitches. We're done. Let's get into our backs. And I love, love, love always starting out this way. Because like you said, sometimes you're at a desk all day, or you're surfing, or you're in your car, and we're just so crunched over right now, or on our phone, that we got to open up here. So we're going to keep our mouth wide open the whole time. Drop your chin to your chest. My arms are loose, but I'm going to throw them. So I'm going to inhale and shrug the shoulders up, and exhale, throw them down. Do that 7 more times. Keep the mouth open and roll the right ear to the right shoulder, looking up, and throw the left arm. 8. And take it to the back, all the way back with arms again. And to the left, roll it down first and then come back, right arm.
Oh my god, that feels good because I'm like tense in this area.
Exactly. Roll it back down. Yeah, when we do that roll, we get to separate like the muscle part and really like work on it isometrically, and it's awesome. That like just pulls that muscle loose.
Yeah.
I love that one. You can do that anytime. We're going to add on to a standing back bend, starting the same way. Chin to chest, hands on our thighs, and like we started out, we're going to push our thighs with our hands with our thighs. Mouth stays open. We're going to shrug up, breathe in, drop the head and shoulders, bend the knees, push the thighs forward, lift the belly up, and drop the head back. You can drop your hands for more gravity. When you're ready to come up, this is the most important thing. Shrug your shoulders to lift your head up. No more tension on your neck. That feels so good. Let's do that one more time, adding on. Inhale. And drop back as you exhale. Keep the heels grounded. Bring your hands through your heart center, through your third eye center, and back. Oh, and shrug up. How good does that feel? So a lot of times when we do back bends, we end up like just starting from the back and we compress our low back, but this teaches us what a back bend should feel like. It should always feel like a bridge, and it should always be supported with the legs. And that way none of the spinal muscles are working, everything's opening. It feels so good. So we're going to do it against a wall. So you need no wall space really. You guys are going to grab the two beams without the lights. I'll grab the beam with the light. Right in the middle. Yeah, I mean, you're shorty, you can grab it.
Yeah, I can.
So, what we're going to do here is you're going to reach back and make sure your fingertips touch the post that you're going to grab. Just your fingertips, right? And then you're going to bring your hands to your thighs again. Well, you're in the middle of
this one has this and
yeah.
this one is so close to you.
That's okay.
Okay.
I spent time. Oh, we're socially distant. Everything's the same. We're going to drop our head and inhale up. Bring the shoulders and head back. Bring the hands through heart center and grab hold of the wall. Once you have the wall, you're going to push off of it a little. Straighten the elbows just a little. Maybe walking the hands down a little. Mouth wide open. When you're ready, walk the hands up and throw yourself forward, letting the head hang. How good is that?
Yeah, it definitely makes it. I always have my mouth closed at the beginning, and I felt the difference when I
Right?
remember I gotta open my mouth.
Yeah, when you close your mouth, you create
You
so
can
much
feel the
compression.
the tension.
Yeah. And you look ridiculous, and life should be 90% looking ridiculous. I mean, that's my motto. You know I live by it. Let's do this again. Exhale, drop back. Find that strong standing back bend, and then reach for the wall. Walk down. Walk up and push off. Head comes forward. Whew. Coming back to our mats. We're going to work our way down into a forward fold. So we're going to continue looking ridiculous like Frankenstein. Heels up. And then come down with control. You just want to use your core. Pause above your heels. And then sit down. And then lift up. so that our weight's even on both sit bones. Arms by our ears, breathe in. And as we exhale, hinge forward. So grab outside your feet or your calves or your ankles, and then walk one sit bone back at a time. Do that like 2 times. Feel how much ease you come into it that way. So the hands are outside because look at my open shoulders, and if I bring them forward, I just crunch, which we're trying to alleviate. So hands to the outside, I'm going to pull my hands into my feet, and that pulls my chest forward. Continue to look forward. Breathe into this nice stretch. You can feel each vertebrae open. Sit bones are supporting it. Take it deeper by bending your elbows. And work the back of the knees down. And now that we've been here, work the hands closer together. So chest is forward. That always means shoulders are back and chin's parallel to the mat. Take it a little bit deeper for the last 2 breaths. And release that. So we're going forward and back, and let's twist it as well. So we're going to bring the left foot around and the right foot on top. So we're not sitting on our left sit bone. Our feet are outside. You can lift up again. We're going to bring our right hand behind us, left arm by our ears. Breathe in. And as you exhale, twist to the side, left arm into the right leg, and they're opposing each other. So they're pushing into each other, and we're looking over our back shoulder. Squeezing those shoulders together. Look back a little bit deeper. By pressing the arms and legs into each other. And releasing that. Feels so good, right? Bring it around to the other side. So now the right foot's under, left foot's over. Left hand's back, reach up, and twist outside, pressing, arm into leg, looking over the back shoulder. Tight. Take it a little bit deeper. And releasing that. So because the one thing that yoga kind of misses out on, and what we use more of is crunch shoulders, we're going to continue to open our shoulders in our back series. So we're going to crisscross our feet, squeeze our knees together, bring your hands forward, and jump back. Jump throughs are so much easier when you break it down. Go for it. Yeah, see that? See, you guys are all freaking pros. Drop your knees. So knees are under your shoulders, wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. But whatever. Toes are tucked. And we're pushing back. So our fingertips are gripping and we're pushing back. Our chin is parallel, not looking down, looking forward. Walk your hands forward, but don't let them rest on the mat. The fingers are gripping. Sit bones are pushing back, and continue this until you lower your forearms down. Once your forearms are down, the hands are still pushing your body backwards. Few breaths here. Try to keep your hands in line with your elbows and work your chin, not your nose, your chin down to the mat. Now you're just showing off. Yeah, my boobs are down there first. That would require a lot of socks. And now my hands are already gripping into the mat, so I can just push into my hands to lift my elbows and draw my hands back. And then we are going to crisscross our feet and sit back. Extend your legs forward. So I'm just going to flip around because the most important thing is to see the hand grip. So my hands are behind me, my feet are bent. So I'm going to move back. You want to move into the middle of your mat because you're going to move back. So my hands are behind me. I'm going to reach back as far as I can. Fingers stay entwined. Pinkies come up, over, and forward. Feel how that opens your chest? Right there. Feels so good. Now to really get into a shoulder stretch, we're going to scooch forward, and you'll know when to stop. So you're going to keep going until your shoulders are like, that's it. And then you walk your feet a little bit forward. And when you have that place, you can stay here. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together, pressing the chest forward. And if you want to add abs, lift those feet. Two more breaths here. Bring the feet down and slide the hands forward. Your arms should feel longer now. Right? Yeah, you almost reached. All right, we're going to do one wheel to end it all up. So we're going to work our way down the wheel using our core, of course, because we're moving with alignment. So hug a big beach ball. Knees and feet are down and together. Chins parallel. Come halfway down and crunch. 10, 9, 8. That's right. That's what it feels like. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Halfway down again. 10 more. 10, 9, 8. You guys can count this out. Halfway down again. Last 10.
Oh, I can't. How can you run it?
You can't say I can't. You can say I can't today or I can't yet.
Or that.
How can you do it without lifting your legs?
Because I do it a lot. Lay flat. Now feels so good, right? Because you work your abs and your spine, so it's like, release me.
No, time for a nap.
Not time for a nap. That's why Anyansi is not leading this class.
This comes nap number 3.
Bend your knees, bring your feet down. Bring your fingertips to just touch your knees, your heels. So you can do it. I'm really good on the anatomy today. Bring your hands above your shoulders like you're holding on to a platter. And then bring them hands down by your shoulders. We're going to come up on an exhale, but first we're going to take a full round of breath. So breathe in and empty that. Make sure you don't stop on the top of your head and you push equally through your feet and your arms. Normally what happens is we push through our feet and we stop on our head, and that's super dangerous. So even if you don't get it, that's fine. Get used to coming into it with alignment. Both arms. Breathe in. Exhale up. And again, heels come, or mouth is open. I have a pulled quad and ACL on my right leg, so I lift my heels. That protects your knees. When you're ready to come down, tuck your chin and bring your shoulders down to the mat. Lift your heels again and bring the mid-spine down to the mat. And then lay flat. Oh, that feels amazing. Doesn't that just feel wonderful?
I could have hold it.
That's okay. You're working up to that stuff. Bring your legs forward and scooch up. Come up onto your forearms. So when we're doing abs, and we're doing abs now, we always want our palms facing up. When we flip our palms down, we use our spine muscles, and we're looking to isolate that and use our abs. So palms up. We're going to do single leg lifts. They sound fun, don't they? So we're going to lift our feet off the mat, just like 2 inches, and then lift our right leg and lower it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeezing that belly into the rib cage. And if you wanted to modify, you drop your left heel when you get tired. to drop your feet for a second. Second's over. Float your feet, left leg. Whole time squeezing that belly in. Watching that sweat drip right off my legs. Feeling these, yeah, 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, dropping those. And now we're going to flutter our legs. So we're going to lift our legs and one at a time. And that's exactly how you should feel. And break when you need to. 5 more. And oh my good Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Are you gone?
Yeah.
Not yet.
What the hell? Why are you still here? One more ab. Maybe that'll do the trick.
Let's see. I doubt it, but
So we looked like frogs earlier. We're going to look like frogs again. We're going to lift our legs straight up, but bring your hands to your hip crease. You never want to squeeze back because then we get into those spine muscles again. So make sure your fingertips are right above your palm. That's as high as you ever want to go. Palms, back of the hands down, palms up. Lower the feet like we had them, like inches off the ground. And then squeeze everything together. Lift up, lower, and squeeze it.
oh fuck.
Lower and squeeze it. And if that's how you feel, you're
Is
doing
this a
it
new
right.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember this one.
Oh, you know, I like to
I
play
love
with
it.
abs. Ugh. Yeah, it's a love-hate thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to keep your heels up and even with your knees to make it a little stronger. Exhale as you come together. How you guys doing? Tucking that chin as you come together as well. 4 more. Last 2. Last one. Hug it in. Whew, and we're just hugging it in. You can drop your head.
Not bad.
Now abs are done, but mine are still here. I need to work a little harder.
Yeah, I need like 1,000 of those.
Yeah, 1,000 of those. You're not coming
I'm
up, walking off this jet.
starve myself.
Yeah, that's my thing. I need to stop eating donuts.
Yep.
That's
I
my
just
thing.
don't know that I want to live a life without donuts. Though. I gotta consider all other possibilities.
Yesterday, like we were trying to eat really healthy, and we did, and then we ended up at the bakery buying pastries.
We had to celebrate that good day healthy eating.
Oh, you did it.
There you go.
All right, we're going to come into our inversion, and today we're going to use shoulder stand. And shoulder stand's really good. When I lived in Wisconsin, I did this all winter because it cleans things out. It's great for congestion. It's great for breath. And considering...
Is it good for constipation?
No, but then twist
It will clean that up.
Twist will. So now we know. More than we
keep
needed to
that
know. Squeeze your knees into your chest and roll back, coming on your shoulders, coming up on your shoulders. Roll it, keep like tucking the shoulders, tucking the shoulders, tucking the shoulders. You can bring your hands on your hip bones and then bring your legs forward until they're above your hip bone. So this is supported shoulder stance. Make sure you can turn your head side to side. If you want to add core, you're going to come back up higher and push the back of your hands into the mat, push the shoulders down, keep the weight off your head. So the legs won't be above the hips anymore.
I can't really see what you think.
So I'm pressing my shoulders down and the back of my hands are on the mat, on this floor, and pushing too, so they're helping to support it, and my legs are up high.
Like that lizard.
Or you bring your hands to your hip bones and roll forward. Whatever you do, make sure there's no weight on your neck, just a little through here. To add on, we're going to bring our feet behind us, keeping the hips above the knees.
You gotta take it. Okay, now.
We're going to take a look what you're doing. And now start to lower the toes towards the mat. Once they're there, push the back of the knees up to the sky. You can keep your hands here. You can reach back for your toes, or you can interlock your hands. So your versions are here, here, or just where you were. Keep pushing the toes down and the knees up. And the shoulders are down, the neck is still loose. Lift the legs again, and then bend the knees, heels above the knees, knees above the forehead. And just like we came out of wheel, we're going to roll the shoulder blades onto the mat, keeping the heels above the knees, pausing, rolling the mid-spine down and pausing, and rolling that spine flat. Oh God, the release is so good. Hug those knees in again. And this one's just for you. Lay flat for about 30 seconds. So when we do an inversion, it's anytime our hip is above our heart, and it changes our blood flow. So we need to counter that just by laying flat. All right, nap time's over. Bend the knees again and lift the feet. I want you to reach inside your feet and grab the soles of your feet. Open your heels up so they're even with the knees. Like a frog again, your sit bones are completely flat, your spine's flat. Push your feet into your hands. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Start to bring your heels up to the sky, right above your knees, shoulders down, and most importantly, sit bones and tailbone are down. We're pushing our feet into our hands, and we're countering that by pushing back, our hands pressing back into our feet. Happy baby pose. What's that?
I can feel a fart cooking.
Oh yeah, this is a good pose for that. For that reason, we're going to push and pull for only one more breath. And hug those knees back into your chest. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees out wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. So recline cobbler's pose. Take your hands, press them on your inner thighs, and pull the inner thighs towards your shoulders, and elbows come down. So you're really pressing down and open your hips even more this way. Don't arch your back when you do this. Keep pulling the low back into the mat though. Push down a little bit more. And release your thighs. Bring it, grab hold of the edges of your mat. Let your head hang behind you and come up into your forearms. So the head's hanging back. And then push through your hands and come up to seated. And then the head can come forward. Nice. Sit back. You have that big diamond. We're going to grab hold of our ankle, above our ankles, and we're going to pull our chest forward. Elbows press into the legs again. Chin is parallel. And see, if I let go, I'm just sitting here, but I'm pulling forward, so I get the bonus of opening up my vertebrae, pressing into my thighs, burping, opening everything.
It went from...
Yeah. We're opening our hips back in airways. So pull yourself a little bit further. Chickens didn't come visit us today. The other day I was practicing, there was a chicken jumped up on that banana tree. And release that. All right, let's continue to get into our hips a little bit more. So I want us to come into half hero's pose. So the right leg's going to come back and the left foot's going to come back. So we want to keep our heel and our knee always in line. And remember to protect our feet, we just flex our protect our nose. Oh my gosh! What the hell? This is not your nose. This is your nose. You protect your nose. Just wear a freaking mask. Protect your knee. Press your toes into the mat. Bring your hands to your feet. That helps to remind you. And come back to your forearm. Chin is tucked. Shrug it back like we did earlier. So reclined hero's pose. Half of reclined hero's pose. And from here, bring your hands a little bit forward and drop the top of your head down. But the back of my hands are pressing into the mat, so my head's not holding the weight. And then lay flat. And if your knee lifts, that's fine. If your knee's tight, you can always walk it out wide or just walk the heel along with it.
I'm tired. I need help to get my legs straight.
Yeah. How good this is on your IT bands and your quads and hamstrings. It just stretches it all out. All the muscles that support the hips. Keep the head hanging behind you. Come back up to your forearms. Mouth is open if we're here. And then push up and come forward. And switch. So this is where my leg is torn, so you'll see when I come back it'll lift. But
The knee that I've been having problems with this.
oh, really? So this is my inch. So it's always a good reminder, even here, just to press into your toes. Because every time you flex your toes, feel how good it feels on your knee? It takes any stress off. And then come back to your forearms, keeping them toes down and dropping the head. And remember, we're pushing into our entire forearm here. Not just our elbows. Oh wow, it's such a nice view. I have like all these huge banana leaves and the almond tree behind it and the clouds. I don't want to leave this spot. Bring the top of the head down to the mat. Add that breath. Drop the head flat, and this is where like my knee comes up once I drop my head flat because it's tight. And that's fine, I just keep pushing my toes down. Let the head hang as you come back to your forearms. And pause, and then turn the hands and lift up. And now let's go into full hero's pose. Both knees come back.
What time is it?
This is our last one. Press them toes down, drop back to your arms, and let the head hang.
This is when I knee.
So what you can do, you can stay here, you can sit on a block, you can roll your mat up a little bit and sit here if this is tight, and then take that, just slowing everything down, you know, and then when your hips are down, start to come back.
I can do it.
Yes, you can. Just like Bob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. I sung that song a lot after Maria. Drop the back of your head. What's that?
You still sing
Oh, the Muppet song?
Muppet song?
I sung it yesterday.
Did it work?
Are you seriously asking me? Of course it worked!
It always does.
It does! You've seen it. It's magic.
I know.
Come flat if you can. Today. You can do that today. You will. It's just tightness. You're standing all day at work. All those muscles tighten up. Come back up to your forearm.
Okay, I need help now.
I'm
I'm broken.
Come all the way up. when I do, because as my son says, I'm like a 14-year-old boy. I can't stop laughing. Shake that out. Oh. Whoa. And then just crisscross your legs. And let your hands hang and your head tucked just a little bit. Keeping the mouth slightly parted. And taking a few moments just to lengthen our breath. And relax into our meditative space. And a few more moments just to sit with what is. Enjoying the sounds of nature that surround us. Enjoying the feeling of just being still. And peace and joy stirs inside us. Full and grateful for this day and for these moments and for what our bodies just did. And for what we have yet to do. Seal some of that within us so that we carry it throughout our day and we share it with everyone we meet. Dropping your chin and rolling your spine as you lay back softly. Coming back up to seated. Bring your hands together at your heart. And we'll close our morning practice with one breath together. Breathing in. Letting it go. The light inside of me bows to the light inside of you. Namaste, my friends. Thank you, Elsa. And thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. I